Hello everyone, welcome you all back. And today we are going to talk about something very interesting. So, this is the question which is asked in the most of the product-based companies, and basically they are asking you to write a code to implement a stack using an array. So you need to write a code in such a way and use an array as a data structure to implement all the functionalities of a stack. When I say functionalities, I mean all the method, right? So you will be using an array, you will be writing codes for each method, and that will be working same as the method of the stack. So we have basically these three methods in the stack: push, pop, and peek. So push is to insert an element in a stack, pop is to remove an element from the top of the stack, and peek is to return the topmost element from the stack. Okay, so we'll see the implementation of these three methods in a bit. But before that, let's understand the program. And what we are having is we are having a class called stack custom, and we are having these three variables. The first one is the size, the second one is the integer array, and the third one is the top. Okay, we'll understand in a bit why we are using this. So we have a parameterized constructor where we are passing the size, and based on the size we are assigning the size to the data members or this variables. So based on the size we are assigning the size, based on the size we are creating an array and we are assigning it to this array, and we are declaring top as -1, right? Okay, so when this constructor will be used, so whenever you create a class object of this, you see here we are creating an object of this stack custom and we are using this. So whenever you call this constructor, you will get all these fields that are initialized with these values, right? Okay, so let's understand the method. So these three method to implement these three method, we need something else, right? To push an element in a stack, or in our case it's an array, we need to check whether the stack is already full or not. If it is full, we cannot push more element. Okay, and to pop an element, we need to check whether the stack is empty or not. If it is empty, we cannot pop any element, right? So in order to have that, we are using these two methods, right? So we'll be calling these two methods from these three methods. So let's see what we are doing here. So it in this method, which is empty method, where we'll determine whether the stack or our array is empty or not. So if the top is -1, right? We have used top as -1 because if you see array as a data structure, the first index is 0, right? And if there is no element in the array, we can consider that as -1. And whenever we put any element in the array, we can increment it by 1. So whenever we insert, -1 becomes 0, and we insert an element, right? So if the top is -1, then this piece of line will return true, right? So this will return true. Yes, it is empty. Okay. Now let's see its full method. So let's say we have the size as 10, right? So the index of the array will go till 9 because it start from 0. So if you see this condition, size -1 is equal to top, then it will return true, which means it will be full, right? Size is 10, 10 minus 1 is 9, and if the top is 9, then it means the array is full, right? Okay, so hope you have understood these two concepts. So let me just minimize this and let's go to the main method of the stack or our implementation, right? So what we are doing here, this is a push method and it has a parameter which has some value which we need to insert in our implemented stack, or say the array data structure which is we are using, right? So let's see. What we are doing inside this method is we are checking is full, right? We are checking is the stack or the array is full. So if it returns true, and it will make it false, right? That's not condition. So if the array is full, then it will not go inside this condition, right? It will go out of this condition in the else block, and it will print the stack is full. If this piece returns false, then this not will make it true, right? If it is not full, then will execute this statement. So we are going to increment top. As I said, top is -1 initially and will increment. It will become 0. So 0 is nothing but index. So if you see array at this index, we are pushing this element. We are adding this element, right? Which is the same operation as push. So this is very simple, guys. You need to increment the top and you need to add the value at that top. Okay, so let's move to the pop operation. In pop, what we do is we remove the element from the top of the stack. So we need to check the top, right? Okay, so what we are doing here, we are checking is empty. If is empty is returning true, it means the stack is empty. Then this condition, this not will make it false, right? And this will not go inside this condition. It will go to the else condition and will say stack is empty and will simply return -1, which means that we haven't pushed any popped any element out of it, right? Okay, so if this is empty returns false, then this not will make it true, and then we have a return top, right? We are creating a int variable return top and we are assigning that to the top value. Why we are doing this, we'll understand in a bit. And now we are decrementing the value of top, right? We are decrementing the value of top because after this operation the top should be decremented. So this return top is the index from where we need to remove the element. So we are returning the element, right? We are returning this element and we are printing this element, but eventually we are not deleting the element from there. Okay, the element is already existing there, but as we have reduced the top, we are not never going to use that element which is in the top at that point of time, right? Hope you understood this. And in peak, what we are doing, we are just returning the element. So you will understand the difference between pop and peak. Here we reduce the or decremented the top. Here what we are doing, we are checking is empty, right? If it is empty, is returning true, then this becomes false and it goes here and we say stack is empty. If this is false, this not will make it true, then we are just returning that element in that index, which is the top at this time while executing this function, right? So if you see the difference is we have decremented the top in the pop function, but we haven't decremented it because here we are removing the element and here we are just returning the element. Okay, so hope you have understood this. So let me go to the main method and see what we are doing. So we are creating a stack custom. We are not creating a stack, we are creating a stack custom, and we are passing 10 as a parameter in this constructor, right? So 10 will be the size of the array will have or the stack will have, right? Now we are doing stack custom.pop, right? So what will happen when we'll see this, it will print the stack is empty, right? So after that we are adding some element and we are again popping it. So let me just run this program and see what is the output. Okay, so if you see the first time it is returning stack is empty while doing this operation. After that we have push 10, push 30, push 50, push 40, right? And then we have popped 40, 50 and 30, right? We had removed this element. So it's removing, we are not passing anything. If you have noticed, we are not passing anything while pop, but it's removing in the opposite direction. First 40 is removed, then 50 is removed, then 30 is removed. Okay, so let's now debug this program and see how exactly it is working. So I have put a breakpoint over here. Now let me go to the program. Okay, so this is the program. I'll right click, debug as Java application. So the execution will stop here. But before that, we need to switch to debug perspective to see the variables on the right hand side, and we'll also see the button to instruct each step at a time. so that we can have the control of each step. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to run this line and it will initialize all these values if you see here, right? Because we have passed this and we'll use this constructor we are using here, and this will initialize all this value. So let me just execute this line. So see, stack custom is there and these are the values, right? Now what we are trying to do, we have the object of this class and we are gonna pop something. So let's go inside this method, right? At this point of time. So to go inside this method, you need to click on step into. See, you have come to the pop operation. Now here it will check is empty and will do not of it. Okay, so this condition doesn't satisfied. So it came here, right? And it will print the stack is empty and return -1. You see, the stack is empty. Now I will go to the next line. We'll print it. We'll print this. Now we are gonna push. Sorry, we have pushed this. I've accidentally executed this line, but we'll go inside this push and we'll see how we are doing, right? Let's go inside this. Now you see here the top is 0 because we have already pushed one element which was 10, right? If you see here, you can find 10 here. Now we need to push 30, right? We have this variable which is 30. Now we'll check as full and it will return false, and this not will make it true. So it will go inside this. See, what we'll do here, we'll increment the top. So the top value will become 1. Top has become 1. Now we are gonna add 30 at index 1. If you see here, we are doing that, we are gonna assign. So you notice here it will be added. See, this is added. Now we'll also print push element and the what element which we have pushed. So see, push element is 30. Okay, fine. Now let's go to the main method and let me just run this push for 50, push for 40. Now we are again at the pop, right? See, pop. Now let me go inside that method. Now let me just expand it. So what we have 10, 30, 50 and 40 and the top is 3. So let's see, is empty, this will return false, right? And this not will make it true. So we'll go inside this. Okay, let's go inside that. So we have created a variable return top. Let me create it and it will be same as the value of current top. Top is 3. So the return top will also be 3. Now we'll decrement the top value because we are gonna remove the element. See, we have removed this, we have decremented that value of top. Now here we are gonna print the top element, not the return top. Sorry, the return top, because we had decremented the top, but we're gonna return this value at this index 3. This one, right? The top element in the stack. So popped element is 40. We'll return that element as well. Now if you see 40 is still here, right? Still here, but we will never use this element. We are just considering this to be removed. Whenever we'll add any other element, it will be replaced. So let me just execute all other lines. You see, this top is getting decremented the time we are removing any element. Okay, so at the last we have top is equal to 0. So now if you try to push something, it will increment this top and it will add in this location. This value will be there only, but we'll never use it. We will only replace it if we push some another element. So hope you guys have understood the concept. And if you find any value in this video, please do like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.